What up, world? It's your boy Vic XL, and this is Riding Dirty News and Reviews. And this is your review for the movie The Photograph. Alright? It's a romantic movie starring Issa Rae and Lakeith Stanford. Alright? It also features Lil Rel Howery as well as Courtney B. Vance. The movie was produced by Will Packer and directed by Stella McGee. Alright, now this movie, like I said, it's a love story. It definitely came out this weekend, Valentine weekend, for all you lovers. It's a great couples movie. Now, the really dope part about this movie is kind of a timepiece because it springs forward, then it bounces back. The movie is about a young art. She's a young art museum manager. She manages an art museum, and she's dealing with the passing of her mother. But in the passing of her mother, there was a lot of questions left behind. Did her mother really love her? Why did her mother have problems in relationships? Questions about her father. Well, all the questions she had that were never answered by her mother was answered in two letters left behind by her mother. Now, these two letters were delivered to Issa Rae at the passing of her mother, and she was advised to give one letter to her father and one letter she must read. And in reading the letter, it bounces back to the life of her mother, who also was a famous photographer. Now, enter my man Lakeith Stanford, who I gotta say has been doing some great work. He done awesome in the movie with Adam Sandler. He's really putting it in. He's really getting it in right now. But he's a journalist who's been sent to New Orleans to do a piece on the deceased photographer who is Issa Rae's mother. But he's also gone to New Orleans to basically end the relationship with a previous lover. Well, Issa Rae and Lakeith eventually intertwined because Lakeith, in doing the follow-up work to his interview about her mother, he's sent to meet her daughter, which is Issa Rae. And these two basically instantly develop a chemistry. And this chemistry leads into a romance. And in dealing with the romance, Issa Rae has a lot of questions about sustaining a romance, how she should act when falling in love, should her career be put first, and all these things were things her mother battled with and were eventually answered through the letter. Now, with all this being said, we also have some things that are going on with my man Lakeith, who also has what it seems like not necessarily commitment issues, but he definitely has issues when it comes to his romantic life and his professional life. So you have two people who are pretty much set on the same path when it comes to dealing with relationships, but they both agree to begin to build the relationship, all with the landscape of failed relationship that was laid by Issa Rae's mother. The really cool part about this movie is it shows black love, something that we don't see a lot on the screen. It also shows real emotions. Like there are not a lot of movies out there that deal with the vulnerabilities of men, and there are not a lot of movies out there that deal with the vulnerabilities of African American women. A lot of movies, the male is very dominant and the female is very passive. Well, this movie, in my opinion, these are both strong characters. They're both career driven. They both don't necessarily need a relationship to function, but it's very obvious that they're yearning for that love and that personal touch from the opposite sex, which I think is amazing. Another cool part about this movie is the scenery of New Orleans is nice, and also the landscape of New York City is really nice. I strongly recommend this movie from a couple aspect. I don't think if you're not in a relationship, I don't really think this movie will really hit home with you unless you're a person pondering being in a relationship. If you are anti-relationship, this is definitely a no-see for you. But if you're all about black love, if you're all about communication, you're all about honesty, you're all about the thrill of the chase of building a strong relationship, then I highly recommend The Photograph. We don't get to see a lot of movies like this that are straightforward, honest, and serious. There are no elements of comedy. There are no major elements of sex. And what I mean by sex, there are some sex scenes in this movie, but it's not the type of sex that really makes you feel like it's moralist. This is, as a lot of people call it, lovemaking and showing the bonding of two people. Also, Laurel Lowry plays a very strong role in this film because he's a brother, but he's also a husband and a father. And seeing those images portrayed by African American men that's not something we see a lot of. So I really, really recommend The Photograph. For all those people who didn't get to see it Valentine's weekend, I recommend you guys go see it. Definitely take your wife, take your lady, take your boyfriend, your husbands. Go as a couple. You might learn some things about each other. Or if you're out there and you want to understand maybe why you can't be in a relationship, then this would be a good film also for you to see. I strongly recommend The Photograph. I gotta say, great work to director Stella McGee, and awesome work to my man Will Packer, who produced the film. Again, The Photograph, in my opinion, I definitely give it a B+. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's yours truly, Vic XL. This is Riding Dirty News and Reviews. Let's talk about it.